frame off, isn't it? Domination only. Hope is Wolf Clan beats everything in this run. This will be interesting. And so it begins. That, and I'm probably going to want a scout camp as well. Since I'm going to be running Clan of the Wolf, I'd really rather get the training camp going before I get anything else happening. Okay. Scouts up. Put these two on wood collection so that we are wood positive and can keep building. And really just hoping that we find some quick and easy food, honestly. Don't want to have to fight too hard for it. Now that I think about it, I should probably pull one door off. Soon enough here, I'm going to be working my way. I'll be capturing this tile here, and probably this one as well. This one first. I'll fight for this one and snag this one while I'm at it. Ooh, large space and some sheep. That'll prove useful. I think those might be kobolds, but I can't tell. I want to say this is one of the neutral tribes here. Or one of the neutral groups, rather. Maybe the Mirkalfar? Mirkalfar? I can't speak half the time. I'm gonna need this. I'd like to colonize this large space first and then build houses on the large space because it'll make it more effective. I want to keep my my town hall available for a longship dock. Yes, I'm aware. Thank you, game, for informing me. Colonizing now. Build it. And now it's time to wait while our wood stores replenish. On the upside, sheep mean less wood costs during the wintertime. That's gonna make this annoying. Oh, they are the kobolds. Cool. The swamp here is gonna make things annoying, but not impossible. At some point here, I should build a healer's hut. Ooh, large lore item. That might prove useful shortly. Probably gonna go for sharp axes first. If I can get sharp axes and eradication, food silos become really good, which I'm gonna need for production. Looks like there's some fish here though, so that'll be useful. Oh dear. So since I'm playing Domination at the moment, the only win condition is to defeat all other clans. It's not difficult. I've done it before with the Clan of the Raven, but it is way easier with the Clan of the Raven than it will be with the Clan of the Wolf. Granted, Clan of the Wolf gets some pretty interesting lores that make them really good. Most notably, Spoils of War gives some crowns for each enemy, which will help replenish your army faster. Plunder is going to heal your people whenever they decolonize a zone, and Invader gives you really good stats against defense towers and decolonizes fast, so that's useful. I'm going to claim this area with the deer, and then probably going to send people to fight the Draugr here. So somebody go hop in the training camp. Yeah, we're running out of food, which tells me I need another hunter's lodge. And it's lore time. So, as I'm sure you can see, healers produce food when they're not busy healing. It makes them arguably one of the better groups to have just a ready supply of, but it also means that if anybody is at all injured in your territory, that you're producing, effectively, I want to say 4 less food per healer during the summertime, because they're all focused on healing like their job implies. Let's see. We're not close to clan max yet, so I will be focusing more on the mine and the collection of iron. very quickly here, I want to try and get the Berserker hired. Hiring him out will make all of my war endeavors way easier. Thor's Wrath is a good thing to pick up. Oh, and a wolf den. Cool. Bordering whoever the hell the yellow tribe is. Or yellow clan, rather. Okay. Put them on mining so that this iron deposit gets picked out. First moment I get when spring breaks, I'm organizing a feast and seeing if I can't get food silos put up in both of these tiles, because they'll make food production better. As for why I'm not attacking during the winter time, my troops suffer a pretty hefty penalty to combat when it's wintertime. Already with the Thane? Darn. Yeah, your units suffer a pretty hefty penalty when it's wintertime for their combat power. You can negate that with a lore you can pick up, fur coats, but that requires that I pile 2 lores into just that particular idea, where I could instead get better food production and not worry about it. Because better food production is going to let me have more people around, and they're going to be happier. Most I can do right now is just sit around and wait while my units get healed. Arguably the easiest way to avoid having to deal with a whole bunch of injured units. Yeah. So this here is Clan of the Bear space. This is actually something I haven't seen yet. This tile here prevents anything from passing except for the most agile of men. They can be cleared by a scout and will give some wood afterward. So I'm assuming the idea there is that scouts go and clear that out, and then shortly thereafter you're actually capable of running people through there. But until then, nobody goes through. I'm gonna go with eradication. I want to get food silos up because they're going to produce a pretty hefty buff to my food production. And having that buff is going to make me much more comfortable in the winter months. Anyways, back to my campaign against the Droger. Yep, these two have now finished their job, so I'm going to send them back to the town hall and destroy this building. And most of my warband died there, but that's fine. I don't think I have enough crowns yet to purchase more members of my warband, and even if I did, I don't know if it would be the best idea. But I'll fill it out again just because it makes life easier to have a full warband. readily available. Certainly stops more attacks than having no warband, that's for sure. So I'm going to need a longship dock now, because I'm going to need to start producing more crowns. Building upkeep is getting too high, and I need to make sure that I have enough crowns available to continue to pay for my warband. At least until I can get the Spoils of War lore, which is going to make it so that I just have more crowns from killing things. I'm going to colonize this tile because it has fish, and fishermen don't receive any kind of penalty during the winter months for their food production. But again, as you can see, it needs way more wood than I have on hand. With any hope, I can claim Thor's Wrath here. And once I've got Thor's Wrath, I won't have to fight so hard. I'm going to send these guys out looking for lore. And I am in need of another house. So I'm going to put it over here. Droger work. And I think I'm actually running out of good space for houses and stuff. Ideally, I want to put houses around this circle of stones once I clear the iron out. That's an attack. I'm going to go clear out these wolves. There's only 2 of them, and this is going to be a pretty easy fight, all things considered, especially compared to the Fallen Valkyrie. I really, really don't want to deal with the Fallen Valkyrie right now. It's a far more difficult and dangerous opponent than I currently have the means to kill. And I'd rather not blow my whole warband and all of my crowns on a fight that I'm not going to win, you know? On the upside, this massive rock wall means that I'm not going to have any difficulties with enemies from this side. And this rock wall here means that these guys are completely unable to access this tile here. However, I am going to have issues with the kobolds. Ideally, I want to take this wolf dens tile and just let them have the swamp. And I'll worry about whatever the hell else they want later. But I can't access the wolf den tile as it is now. So we'll go fight the Valkyrie. And I kind of have to micromanage this because she will kill them in 4 hits. Alright. We will go for medicine because it's going to make my people heal faster. Annoyingly, there is absolutely zero actual talk here. Like, you don't get the opportunity to negotiate for land. Your negotiations are you turn out with your fighters and hope that you're strong enough to beat everybody else's. Pretty much. Okay. They're building a forge here, though, so that might prove something useful. And a brewery. If I could take this tile, it would probably make their people really sad. However, the warrior and shield maiden there are really, really intimidating as it is now. Yep, so 3 of my people have come down with sickness. The scout apparently has, and 2 of my others. The real problem of people being sick is that they're unhappy because they're sick, you know? They'll get over it. In fact, they'll get over it quite quickly. But it's just going to be a slog until they're done dealing with it. Some clan somewhere has earned the title of Thane. Damn it. That's precisely what I hoped wouldn't happen. I was hopeful that my person would be able to run away before the wolf actually killed him, and that didn't happen. Why am I out fighting in winter? So feasts progressively grow more and more difficult to have. You're not going to feast often late game, but that's fine for the most part because you don't need the production boost as much. The real problem is whenever your people are like vastly unhappy, you're going to run into a lot of issues with them not expanding the clan because they're not happy. So in the top right, we've got 2 things. We have lore on the right and military experience on the left. And military experience is a pretty interesting thing. You've got 3 trees that each do their own individual things. Conqueror gives you a free military lore, a passive buff called Bloodbath that happens when a friendly unit dies, and Veteran Fighters, which gives your people just better overall stats. Guardian gives you Militia. So, Militia are useful. They're not good for expansionist ideals. You're not going to get a whole lot out of trying to fight outside your borders because they won't go. But they are reasonably well-powered, and they are free to you. They don't cost you anything. Thirdly, you have the Tactician tree, where your people just get a bunch of, like, War Chief bonuses, really, that don't do a whole lot else. Really what I'm waiting on is I'm waiting on the extra 50-ish crowns I'm going to need to buy the Berserker into existence. And then I want to buy him into being a thing. Hey, it's lore time. I'm going for field rations. Because field rations makes it so that your people, your warband members, eat considerably less food. And you don't have nearly the same issue as you would having a larger warband if you have field rations. Ideally, I should be going for a large warband right now, but it's probably in my best interest to just make sure that I'm hanging out at home as far as everything else is concerned. I am going to build a forge. Forges are interesting in that they give you... Your people go and work there as a smith, and they forge better tools, weapons, and relics, which then turns them into more effective people to do the same job. You can upgrade every unit you can get, aside from sheep, and it's just going to make life easier for you to have a forge, especially when you have enough crowns and metal just hanging out. People are fully healed, so we're going to go fight the Valkyrie again. Now, we should have enough health here. Yep, there we go. Yep, so I now own Thor's Wrath, which is a decently powerful plot of land that pretty much just turns your people into more effective fighters without nearly any debuffs. It gives a 10% attack bonus to military units. So now if I open my warband, my warriors have a +1 to their attack power. I think what I'm going to do probably is put in a Woodcutter's Lodge and then a trading post over here on the Thor's Wrath tile. Just because that'll make my... Yeah, that'll make my people happier, having more wood available. So, I might honestly go for Gefyon's Jar. Berserker is ready. And now the warband is actually prepared to do its job. I am going to build a Woodcutter's Lodge over here. Ideally, I want to find a forest tile to build the Woodcutter's Lodge in, because the forest tile produces more wood, 10% more. However, I'm also going to run into a few problems with that, most notably being a lack of... What buildings are on fire? Clan wants better houses, so I must provide. Sad thing is, it takes 5 stone that I don't have. Alright, it looks like none of my buildings are actually on fire anymore. So I'm going to go for a marketplace instead. The difference between a marketplace and a trading post is a trading post can produce crowns through trading, whereas a marketplace is where you buy items with crowns. So, as I'm sure you can see, my clan has enough population size that it can have more people in it. But because my people are upset about not having good houses, they're all angry, and they're not growing. And that's just because of the population and the want for better houses. Fun part about Dominion is if you clear out an area, your Berserker has the ability to just declare that it's yours and take it over. Granted, it's on a 5-minute timer, so it's not exactly cool to just sit and keep buying them. But it is a reasonable strategy. So, out of the marketplace, eventually I'll be able to buy some stone, which will make it so that I can then get my hands on better houses. Rather than attempting to develop this area just to put a mine here, I'm going to produce stone in a different direction. Or rather, I'm going to find a different way to produce stone. To say it in a way that makes more sense. All of my scouts are dead. Well, that's spooky. I'm going to send one of my smiths to go become a scout. So, every upgrade in the game for any building requires stone, and buildings can only ever be upgraded once. So again, my people are unhappy due to a lack of good houses. Probably my best step here is to create a brewery and put some people in it to work. So I'm going to take the last smith off of that and have him go become a villager. Going to have him go build up a brewery. So breweries actually produce a good chunk of happiness when they are fully manned. Major issue with unhappiness, aside from just the clan not growing, is that you have less production. Each of your people is, I believe, 20% less productive when they're unhappy. Hey, New Year. That's spooky. Okay. Alright, well, Luke, I'll open it up to you. Do you think we should attack the Bear Clan or the Clan of the Raven? More time. I'm going to go with fur coats, and then I'm going to pick up Yord's Blessing. Yord's Blessing is going to let me very quickly get the upgraded town hall I'm going to need, and then successively the upgraded houses I'm going to need to keep my people happier. Well, this tile in particular looks terrifying due to the sheer amount of dudes on it. That warrior and axe thrower combo is lethal if I'm not careful. I am going to send a villager to work that lore stone there, but not this one. No, I won't build a mine there. I will, however, prepare a longship dock to be built here, because I want one. Mirkalfar. Yep, there it is. So the Mirkalfar are thieves. The Mirkalf. And if they ever enter your territory, they steal from you. I have fallen soldiers approaching my coast. So fallen soldiers provide a really hefty, like, solid mood debuff. Military experience. I'm gonna go with the bloodbath tree for Conqueror. Garrison and Guardian are powerful, but I think bloodbath is probably gonna make the barbarian tougher. And I'm going to be going on the offensive a lot during this campaign. So we will be going for plunder. Scout died. So that's a thing that can happen a lot, actually, is your scouts will pretty often take damage when they're out exploring. If they take too much damage, obviously they die, but they can only take 2 points of damage before they just keel over. So I'm going to try and abruptly increase my warband size in an effort to rapidly make my people tougher. And the hope is I'm going to try and fight one of the other clans a bit. The Bear clan is going to be terrifying to fight for now because they have Kaija, their armored bear. And the armored bear is ridiculously overpowered. And her group actually gets a boost during the wintertime. So I'm going to want to make sure that whatever I do is during the summer months. And not when I'm going for the winter. That didn't make a lot of sense. Not during the wintertime, because going over the course of the winter is actually going to get a lot of my dudes killed. You can actually see out here in the distance a little ways some of the buildings and structures that have been put down. And it looks like this is probably the Jotun camp. Yeah. So the Jotun, if you trade with them and make them happy with you, they will supply you a giant fighter that is really tanky and has a lot of health. And I'm probably going to want to talk to them about getting that. And I'm going to develop this area right here to put in a trading post. Well, I suppose I'll pick up whatever this lore is going to be. I'll go with Spoils of War, because Spoils of War is going to get me more crowns. This tile has a lot of defenders in it, mostly just due to the way the Clan of the Bear is. Somebody beat one of the clans of Jotun, which means that I need to go talk to those guys quickly before they get killed off too. But I need to learn coinage first. I don't want to have to kill off the kobolds, since they are actually useful to keep around. Traditionally, you keep the kobolds around to trade with them a little bit, and then kill them off, since taking out this camp will get you some pretty good military experience for actually a really easy time. I'm going to keep putting that longship dock on hold for now. And I'm going to have Hervar here go scout this tile. Olsen has forged the Scabbard of Graham, which is going to wreck me when I fight him. And these guys are just getting tougher the longer I let them. So ideally what I want to do here is I want to kill off the bear, but not lose my own troops in the process. Alright, we'll send actually, we'll send the Berserker here and the warriors here. So these portals to Helheim will each spawn one Droger when the timer here hits the portal icon. Yep, clans made it to another year. Which is honestly why I got rebuffed so hard by the Clan of the Bear. Is I tried to attack them in the wintertime, and they are really powerful during the wintertime. Fjolson has earned the famed title of Jarl. I don't know why he gets Jarl when I don't, but okay. Why are my people not quite happy? Because there's a lot of them. Okay. Well, sounds like I need to put another person on being a brewer. After she finishes building that one. No. No. Nah. Fjolsvin. So this clan is Fjolsvin. Somebody else... Yeah, somebody else is trying to get a good relationship with the giants. And I want to beat them to that because I believe that there is only one giant camp left in the world. Which is going to present some problems. Oh dear. I reckon they've got that covered. Yeah, he's got that covered, so he needs to come back over here. So as I'm sure you can tell, most civilians kind of suck at combat. And they have a very, very high tendency to just die outright if they're not careful enough with them. Ooh. Somebody forced the Scabbard of Graham into a neutral zone. There's Fjolsvin. There's Fjolsvin. Alright, well, temporarily, I'm going to send this scout back to become a member of the warband. Alrighty. Laura is ready. Which means that it is now mining efficiency time, because I want coinage. Coinage makes it so you can trade with people. I have gained the famed title of Jarl. And now that I finally have enough food to make a feast happen, I'm making a feast happen. War effort makes them more difficult to deal with. These kobolds refuse to let up. I suppose it's admirable, but at the same time, I wish they'd fuck off. They are absolutely beating the snot out of my warriors, though. I do believe that that is the last band of giants in the entire map now dead. So that's nice. The real bitch bastard is, now that I've let Magnus develop into a Jarl, he can buy mercenaries to come fight me, which is going to make things real spooky. Because it means that I'm going to wind up getting attacked without any real loss on his part. On the upside, Dominion is already almost ready. Or no, it is ready. I'm just not ready to use it yet. And here come some warriors. Beat this! I do need to have my berserker back up though, because he's going to die if I don't stop him from doing so. And this warrior. Oh, that relic is punchy. So the relic that he just got done making is Naglfar, which I don't get to make, but he gets to now summon a pair of giants to come wreck me on my shores. I'm going to order my warriors back, and I'm going to have him use Dominion on this tile. Repair that building, and march my people along. I'm going to put down a healer's hut here, because I know it's going to prove useful, and a defensive tower as well. So with this continued wonderful ideal, we're going to see a lot of monster clans, wherever they are, getting straight up murdered by... Oh, there's another clan of the wolf. That ought to be interesting. I'm going to put this guy on mining because I want this iron deposit extracted. There's a limited amount of iron in the world, and I want to control all of it. Next up is probably going to be buying enough stone to upgrade my scout camp, so that I can have better scouts. Because the answer to not being able to see in your enemy's space is not more scouts. It is good scouts. Gunhild is already at Tactician level 2. That is terrible. Gunhild has been way more active in the war front than I have. And I might run out of food. Currently waiting on Dominion to clear again so that I can utilize it. And I'm going to have a scout come look at this, because I want to know what's in this tile so that I can then take it over. Ideally, I want to find their town hall, which I think is over here. But if I have to charge my way through 3 tiles, I'm going to be upset, because it means that I'm going to exhaust my war effort before it's even gotten off the ground. Kobolds are back. Well, that's not what I hoped for, but it's not bad. It helps narrow down where the hell their town hall is anyway. There's another lore ready. I'm going to go for coinage, like I said I was. And I'm going to go for Baldur's Blessing, since it'll make my people happier. Here we will build up a trade route for wood to... I'm just going to trade it to the kobolds. I don't know what happens if you get good relationships with the kobolds. So I know that this tile contains a harbor, so I'm probably going to want to take this tile away from them. If for no other reason than to deny them their mercenaries. We'll boost food production by upgrading exactly one silo, apparently. Yep, there it is. So, ideal course of action here, charge through this coastal tile and then charge into this one after the town hall. Because if I destroy their if I take over the tile with the town hall in it, then they will not have any capabilities of stopping me for the most part. Looks like, yeah, they're preparing a defense of their town hall just in case I turn up there. And here they come. So I'm actually going to march the Berserker back, since he will die, and I'm okay with losing the rest of the warband for the most part, just not him, because he is costly to replace. Not entirely sure what they're doing. Magnus has unlocked a bloodbath, which means that his characters are going to be stronger when their friends die. What I really need is to replace one of these war camps with a shield bearer camp instead. Since he's going to be using axe throwers, I need protection against range. Okay. The shield bearer camp is complete, and now I'm going to put a bunch of people into working there. General plan here is if he's going to utilize axe throwers, I'm going to utilize shield bearers to counteract him. And it appears this iron mine is depleted. So this miner can go not be a miner for now. Yep, there he goes. blizzard this year, huh? I'm gonna have one person become an axe thrower. Olsen has unlocked Garrison. That's only going to make him more difficult to deal with. A mercenary ship has been spotted nearby. The question is, where is it landing? Yep, there it is. So it looks like, no, that's my boat. Well, I have no idea where their mercenary ship is landing. I'd like to know. It would make me far more comfortable to know. But I don't think I'm ever going to learn. So, really what I need is, I need to have more members of my clan sunk into the warband whenever I go to fight somebody. Yep, that's what I figured. Well, I have now officially killed Bear Clan's the leader, the shield maiden there, so that's helpful. Kobolds are far more capable combat than I anticipated. Of course, that's obvious because I'm not the best at this game, but that's quite alright. Alrighty, the whiteout blizzard has sided. pick up military strategy since that'll make my people more dangerous in combat. Order this person to become a warrior. Fieldself. Hey, I managed to unlock Bloodbath. It looks like I only lost one shield bearer. A mercenary ship has been spotted nearby. Must be Clan of the Raven doing their funky antics. I very much get the idea and the feeling that this clan needs a particularly strong economy to run. And my lack of strong economy is really the root of my problem. I don't remember. Well, there's 4 shield bearers there. And from the looks of things, that's about it. But 4 shield bearers and a warrior is still pretty tough fighting force. I just need to keep aware of where they're moving to and what they're doing. If I can sneakily take this, I'd be in luck, because it'd mean that I'd have more availability. Berserker has been hired. Berserker is on the move. He's still got a lot of shield bearers, and I'm not comfortable with that idea. But the best thing I'm going to get to handling his shield bearers is taking their shield bearer camp tile. So I'm actually going to steal this dude's Altar of Kings. And his dock here. So in most combat, the Berserker will beat out a War Chief. In some cases, the War Chief presents more problems when they're very powerful or backed up by a strong group. Ideally, what I want to do is I want to push in and snag their town hall away from their 8 people defending it, and just hope that they don't bring any more people to defend it. Unknown clan has developed a bloodbath ability. That's cool. If I can take out their town hall, it should unravel their whole operation. I'm probably going to wait for the 5-ish minute timer for Dominion to cook down, though. Yep, figured. This building cannot be used by Clan of the Wolf, but that's alright, because I'm just going to destroy it anyway. Scout was hurt while discovering a new area. That's okay. We'll just send them back home. Wintertime comes. There comes a certain point where one has to kind of assume that their opponents have gone for fur coats. Alrighty, I think I'm going to attack now. Yep, they've queued up a band of mercenaries to drive. So these are the Sons of Hremer, who are produced by the relic that these guys have. Because the Berserker is difficult to get back, I'm going to make him run away. Other clan members are difficult, sure, but they're not nearly as difficult as the Berserker is. I'm going to go for an Axe Thrower. With any luck, I should be able to outrange these bastards and keep them on the move. See, their mistake was putting that right on the border. Nope. She's too close. I don't like it. It's not difficult to beat those guys. The difficulty is when they land, they are absolutely monstrous to your people. I'm going to go with Invader, since that'll make my people tougher against... Why is there a healer here? gonna send these guys to become warriors after I buy some stone. Ideally, I want to beat Magnus now before they get too much more powerful by claiming more land, such that I can stop them very abruptly. Where are you? You are flat, okay. So that I can stop them very abruptly from getting any more powerful. Since them getting more powerful, more anything, honestly, is going to prove dangerous. Of course, I drew in their 2 axe throwers and shield bearer nearby. But that just informs me how powerful their military is right now. If I were to go for this tile, I could probably take it. Or at the very least, take it from them. I want to get rid of this defense tower, and I want to get rid of this training camp, and then go after their town hall. I'm going to go with more warriors. I'm going to upgrade this defensive tower. Yep, time to stop raiding. Well, I can keep up the raids for a while longer, but I shouldn't keep them up once it gets close to the Kraken. So the Kraken, if it catches any ship at sea, it will wreck it. It'll wreck it, and then you'll have to repair the dock that the ship was supposed to go to, and you'll have to figure out more sailors afterwards. So it's just better to call off your raids and not have anyone work the longship dock out at sea while the Kraken is active. Magnus has unlocked veteran fighters, which makes his people much more powerful. Alright, time to stop the raids. they've got a reasonably strong warband at the moment. I don't actually need to fight their warband. I can just like bop back and forth between my territory and theirs. Since I can initiate takeover by just entering the territory. Kraken's active. With any luck, it'll hit their harbor. Unknown clan has been attacked by the Kraken. I'll be able to get the Berserker soon, so I'm saving up for him. It's just what I thought. The Kraken attacked their harbor. Yeah, get that guy. I do believe, yep, Invader is the main reason that my people are decolonizing these guys so quickly. Since Invader is a ridiculously powerful stat. I'm going to order the Berserker to come here so I can claim this plane here. Yep, I killed her. It was a trade, so I'm not exactly happy about it, but I killed her. Alrighty, well, with the downfall of the Clan of the Raven, I'm going to call this stream here. Thanks for watching, and I will be... streaming again eventually.